Hello and welcome to Cornbrook Contracting. My name is Jamie and today we're down at Newlands Farm because we are going to be cutting this fantastic field of wheat down here. We've been contracted to do this. Unfortunately, Thomas has another job to do today, so I'm coming down here and I'm doing this solo. We've also disabled our swather. Well, we've enabled the swather. We've deactivated the chopper on the combine because they want to bale this as well. So we're going to be cutting and baling this field and then taking it down to Newlands Farm and putting it in the storage down there. So we'll see how full my red rock trailer gets. Yeah, Thomas helped me get down here and get me set up, and now he's headed off. So let's jump in the class and get it running and get going. So this is should be quite a good yield. It looks quite thick, this. So I'm expecting fairly good things from it. I'm actually gonna lift this up. We'll start a little bit further down. See if I can get on the edge of the field. There's enough space here really for us to get to the edge. Although I don't think there's enough space for me to start in that corner. There is enough for me to get onto the grass at the end here. And if I keep it nice and square, it should be easier to do. We start, of course, as always, with our auger facing into the field so that we can protect it from any damage should the side of the combine get hit by a branch or anything like that as we go past a tree. The reason for this is because you don't want to dent the auger because it has a screw going up through it to lift the grain out of the tank and into the trailer or into wherever it is you're unloading it. If you put a dent in it or bend it, you could prevent that screw from turning. And so what we want to do is we want to prevent any damage like that happening. And I mean, that would take us completely out of action. So yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have that kind of issue. But this is producing quite a nice yield. And yeah, I don't know how many trailers worth we will get off here. As I said, we need to go and tip it at Newlands Farm if we do get any full if we do get more than one trailer. So we'll head down there and do that. But I'm just gonna crack on with this headland, I think, and we'll see where we are in a bit if I need to empty. This is quite a large field, so I think it's going to take us a little while. So we're over 90% full at this point. We've not made it round the field once yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the combine up here and run back quickly and get our tractor and trailer, and then we'll be able to empty this at this point. But yeah, this is a really good yield off this field. So I'll see you back here in a moment. So there we are. I pulled the combine back so that we should be able to pull the tractor in here. There we go. I was hoping I was going to get a whole way round the whole way around the field and be able to unload as I passed, but it didn't quite turn out that way. But now, once this empties, we will be able to continue on. It's a bit difficult to see from here. You can't quite see the end of the auger. I can see the dust coming up from the trailer though, so I know that when that stops, that will have done the trailer. The alternative is we can just jump out quickly. And yeah, we can see it's emptying. There we go. That's empty. So back in with our auger and we will get this first round of the field done and get onto the second. So the yield on here is amazing. We've just come to our, there we go. We've just started our third headland, and we're full again. That's massive. That's more. So we filled the trailer. I'm about to go and get the tractor and trailer, but in fact, let's walk down that way. So I filled the combine 3 times. So this is our third headland. We've just started, and I filled the combine 3 times. And yeah, we're going to get the trailer. This will fill the trailer, which is incredible. That is massive off here. It's Newlands Farm has done a fantastic job at getting the most out of this. And I remember actually when we first started, when we first were looking after this farm while the new owners were waiting to take over, spraying this field was one of the first jobs that I did on here. So, yeah, it's good to see it's come out good. So, I'm going to jump in this. We'll get the combine unloaded. And then we will... and then we'll get back onto our third and our fourth headland. So, I'm just starting my fourth headland. There's the little strip here. But the rest of the field we will go right round. What amazes me is the yield of this field. It is... The headlands weren't you would expect to be the lowest yield on the field, and they are just, well, we've already had a trailer off here that we've gone and tipped, and we're now we've already unloaded the second, well, we've unloaded the second full grain tank into the trailer. We will hit the third before we get all the way round this headland. Or sorry, we'll get the second when we get all the way around this headland. I should think we'll probably get a third fairly quickly after that. And that'll be another full trailer, which we will take down to the farm. And I'll show you guys in at that point exactly where Newlands Farm's grain store tip is, or where they're yeah, where we tip the grain at the farm. But at the moment, I'm just blown away by how good the yield is on this field. It is a very, very impressive yield. And, yeah, it seems to have grown well. It seems to have had good conditions. The weeds, it's been kept weed-free and well-fertilised and looked after. And as a result, it's nice and thick and producing a good amount of crop. So, yeah, absolutely fantastic. So our headlands are finished. We've actually got, well, you can see, we're not that full in our grain tank. So, rather than emptying, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head down this way and cut into the field. I'm going to work my way from this end of the field back. And the idea really is that I want to work it so that we go and empty with a pretty full tank. Sorry, a pretty full trailer. So that's why I've decided to cut in without emptying. Now, as long as I've got this in the right place and I mark myself right, we will be okay. And this is, we're just opening up the field now, cutting in and taking out a swath. The rest of the field will start to full fairly quickly at this point. I think we probably have another trailer's worth to come off here, maybe. I think after this one, I mean the current trailer, there's still quite a bit to go. But the trailer is, we've got 2 full loads into it. And I'm going to empty as soon as I get the beep telling me that I'm 80% full. That is because the trailer doesn't quite take 3 full tanks. So in order to make sure that I can empty as much out of the combine as possible, I'm going to do that. But for now, I'm just going to get on with opening this field up. And yeah, as I said previously, I then want to show you exactly where we tip in Newlands Farm, so that you guys can see where it happens. So this on our left is Newlands Farm. It's a beef farm primarily, but does have lots of other bits and pieces. And this is the way in here. And where we want is around the back this way. Fair amount of mud around here, but it's all good. Right, and we tip into here. So this is the pit for their grain store. And we'll just tip our red rock into here. And yeah, as you see, got a fair amount of silage bales in there. And but besides it, this is a fairly profitable farm. I think recently they were doing they were selling off a load of cattle. I think their cattle had ended up, well, I think you'd have mistaken them for rabbits from what I understand. They were breeding a bit fast, so they've reduced their herd, and all seems good now. But of course, they do need straw to keep all of these cattle going, and so they work pretty hard here to make sure that they keep everybody happy. As you saw in the barn there, they have their own red rock trailer and several tractors and things. But yeah, definitely come to us when they need a little bit of extra work done. So I'm going to head back to the field now and continue to cut into it, and hopefully it won't be too long before we've broken its back. So we're opening up our second cut in now. As you can see, I've already done one row into it. We've only had about we've only had one tank's worth, roughly one tank's worth so far off the main body of the field. And looking at how this field gets thinner as we go along, I think we may only have one more trailer, maybe maybe a trailer and a bit left in this field. It's still a really good yield and still a really good amount, but yeah, I think it'll be three, maybe 3.5 trailers off here. Which is no, this red rock is not a small trailer. Part of the reason we have it is for fields like the one we did last time, where we can basically park the tractor on the side of the field and work the rest of the stuff. But this field we are going to be entering our third load on it, which is fantastic. Maybe even a fourth. Yeah, which is just absolutely brilliant. So we're flushing again on our lights. What, we've cut 5 rows into here. I did empty out just before we came on this road. That's quite good. I'm pleased with that. We will only have we're definitely gonna have more than one trailer, or more than this trailer. I think we might see if we can fit the rest into this into the tank. The tank is very full. Actually, no. I'm going to empty this here while we're close to the tractor. As I said, it doesn't quite take 3 full tanks, so there's no point in trying to top the tank out as much as possible. That is just pointless. There we go. Into the trailer it goes. So we have that little strip there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut into what may be the last section of the field, but we'll see how we go. But yeah, this has been an impressive harvest so far. I'm quite taken aback by the results. This field is definitely, the body of this field is definitely getting smaller the further we work down it. We're turning a bit more often. The slope is also getting harsher. I mean, you can see the difference between the slope here and the slope further along. But it is still producing a good yield, which is fantastic. I I think we're, as I was saying earlier, I think we're going to have, we're going to finish off this trailer. It's got 2 loads in it, so that will definitely fill up from here. And then I think we may have maybe 1 full grain tank and a bit left off here. So it's all good. I think we're gonna. I think it's going to be a good amount. As we've been saying, actually since the start of this, it's nice thick wheat. It's harvesting well. It looks pretty dry. I think the moisture content is actually pretty low, even though we had rain the last few days. And yeah, it's all good. There we go. We are 80% full. So yeah, I'm going to keep cutting this out, and hopefully we won't completely fill up before we get this end bit in. And then I'm going to go and tip it, and then we will get cracking on the last little bit. But before that I do that though, I think I've cut this pretty well. I've got a full combine's width in, and it's no, actually we are still, up until that point we were still getting all of it in the header. It's just that little bit at the side that I missed. Right, so I'm going to get that out, and hopefully, as I said, it won't fill the grain tank completely up, and we can just go and empty into our tractor and trailer, and then we'll go and tip it up at the farm, and it all should be good and dandy and fine. Right, coming round for the final cut now, or the final cut in. Not a lot left in this area, so we're pretty much going to keep going now, I think, until the end. I am really quite happy with how this is gone. I'm hoping that the client is going to be happy as well. It is a very decent yield off here. Absolutely cracking. Lots of straw as well, so we will be back up here at some point baling this. I don't know if it'll be me or Jamie. I don't know whether it'll be me or Thomas, and we will see. It might even be Dave. You know, it may be a job that we subcontract out to Dave to get this baled up. But certainly there is a nice job to do here for that. But as I said, yeah, this has got really quite short now. There's not much here. Certainly not a full grain tank, I don't believe. I could be wrong. You know, that would be a pleasant surprise to get another full grain tank off here, but I don't think so. There's not a lot to it at this point. It is quite a wedge, really, that's in here, and as a result, it just gets, well, it's getting longer on the other side, but it's getting so much shorter on this side each time. That, as I said, I will be amazed if we get even another full grain tank off here, let alone anywhere nearing another trailer. The hill is quite steep there. There we go. All good. Oh. I don't like to come in and miss a bit, so we'll back it up a little bit, and there we go. I'm a little bit perfectionist like that. I don't like missing. I don't like having missing bits. So if I do have that, if I do, you know, try and fit too much into my header, and then fail to do it and miss a bit, I tend to go back like that. But yeah, you can see this really little triangle now. What we're going to do is we're going to go and get this thin slither over here, and then we'll just come and finish off this triangle. It is not, yeah, it's not a tough thing at all. And this is now where we show you the technique for when you have a thin bed. Rather than going up to the edge, as lots of drivers do, put it in the middle. Make sure you've got tons of space either side of your in your comb and in your head, in your header, to just, so if you go left or right by mistake, you can easily still capture everything you're trying to harvest. Which just seems like a no-brainer to me, really. Right, so last little bit. Just going up and down. There we go. 2 more cuts, and we will be done. And this will, yeah, this will have been a job that has just gone really nicely. That has just flown past for me, but has been nice and efficient and has done well. There we go. One more. There we are. So turn that off, and I will just bring it over here and go and get the tractor. But in all honesty, that is where I'm going to end this vlog. All that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for the latest videos from Cornbrook Contracting, please subscribe to Virtual Farmer and Simulation for the Nation. And we will see you next time. Goodbye.